guys, Milwaukee here with today's Pop Samurai pop-up from the floor of GenCon 2019. We're at the Paizo booth. I'm here with Logan, who we're going to talk to about a big new update to an old favorite, which is Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Logan, just to start out with, what sort of part did you play in this big release?
So I'm a designer. And as one of the designers, I wrote like about a quarter to a third of the core rulebook and a big chunk of the bestiary. Formulated a lot of kind of the design concepts and the math behind the scenes to develop the full game, and then just wrote a ton of it myself.
Outstanding. And so, what would you say these updates are in large? What should we look forward to between 2nd Edition and 1st Edition?
So it's the same style of game. It's still like a pretty tactical game. There are a lot of character options. We want to maintain that. We know that's what our fans want, but we want to give them something that's a little easier for new folks to get into, and that's kind of remove some of the barriers that are kind of make it difficult to play Pathfinder sometimes. And also, like, the game kind of developed over time. It came out of 3.5 D&D and kind of grew from there, but that meant a lot of kind of the stuff that was added on was a little bit bolted on, so we wanted to make all that integrated from the start. So those were kind of our big focuses. And so we've changed like how the action economy works. Like, all the text is new. There's a bunch of new concepts. It plays in a similar style. The world is the same, but we think it's a faster, more engaging, and kind of more versatile and flexible game.
You mentioned you changed up the action economy, which is kind of one of the cores of combat in the original games. Could you go into that a little bit deeper?
Sure, absolutely. So in 1st edition, you had different types of actions. You had a standard action, a move action, a swift action. You could take a full round action. You could do a free action. And you could use each of those for different things. Now it's way simpler. You have 3 actions on your turn, and you have 1 reaction you can take any time during the round, as long as a certain trigger happens. So that means, like, if I want to attack and then move and attack somebody else, I can do that. If I don't want to move twice and attack, I can do that. If I want to attack 3 times, I can do that. If I want to cast a spell, like, maybe my spell costs 2 actions because it's, a lot of gestures, big explosion of fire, but I might have some other spell that costs 1 action, so I can cast 2 spells in a round if I play my cards right. So it means that, like, everything is kind of a little more flexible, and it means a lot of times, like, if there's in 1st edition, if there's like, I want to do this thing, but I might waste my whole turn doing it, that thing might only take 1 action now, so it's like, well, I'm going to try this and see if it works, but I can still I can still cast my spell or whatever too. Okay,
very cool. You mentioned that you contributed to the bestiary. Are there any cool beasties that you'd like to mention? Any favorites that you've got?
So there are some of the new creatures that are really cool. There are also some classics that I designed personally. I designed the golems. I designed the satyr. The satyr now has a magical flask of wine. So, like, their wineskin's enchanted and can make them braver. And if you get the wineskin away from the satyr, it stays good until the wine spoils. You can drink it and get a big boost against. You can protect yourself against fear and stuff. So I thought that was fun.
Awesome.
We've also got like this 3-headed creature that breathes 3 different breath weapons. It's kind of like a big centipede thing. We have like this cat that's like surrounded by a cloud of ash and like kind of flies around. So those are some of the kind of the fun new ones.
There's all of the great new things that get to crush your characters.
Yeah, exactly. There's also the Pathfinder 1st Edition bestiary is based really heavily on the 3.5 one, and there are a lot of other kind of like classic, specifically Pathfinder monsters that weren't in that one, and we've taken a lot of those and kind of moved them forward to make sure that they're in the 1st bestiary instead of the 2nd or 3rd.
Outstanding.
So that they're in the game from the start.
All right. And then finally, if you look around, Paizo has a massive footprint on this floor.
Yeah, we do.
What does it mean to you guys to be such a big part of this event?
We all love GenCon, and some of us have just been to GenCon after GenCon, and it's always just so cool to see, like, the biggest mass of people just all enjoying gaming and kind of sharing their love of gaming together. And that we can be a part of that is just always really rewarding. And we also have upstairs in the Sagamore Ballroom, our organized play program takes up an entire ballroom full of people just playing Pathfinder, Starfinder, Pathfinder Adventure Card Game, and all just getting to share this experience, which is just always amazing to see every year.
Outstanding. Well, we appreciate the work you put in, Logan. from Paizo. This has been Will Walkie giving you your Pop Samurai pop-up, and we look to see you next time. Thanks, everyone.